12 minutes, that is all that stands between the chaos you are living in right now and the calm, ordered home you have been wanting for years. I am Keiko Nakamura. I am 72 years old. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, and I have never once hired a cleaning service. My home has been described by every visitor as a place that feels like breathing out for the first time. Today, I will show you exactly why and exactly how you can feel the same thing before tonight. No weekend marathons, no expensive products, no overwhelming to-do lists. Just 12 micro actions, one per minute, built from generations of Japanese domestic wisdom that most people outside Japan have never encountered. Let us begin immediately. Habit 1, the entrance minute. Your front door is a decontamination zone. Every surface you walked across today, every public floor, every pavement, every office carpet lives on the bottom of your shoes. When you walk those shoes through your home, you are dragging all of that contamination directly onto the floors where your children sit, where your pets sleep, where you walk barefoot in the morning. The Japanese solution is not complicated. It is a designated space at the entrance, a small rack or a single mat, where shoes are removed the instant you cross the threshold. You step into clean indoor footwear, and the outside world stays outside. This takes less than 60 seconds to set up and 0 seconds once it becomes automatic. The effect is not only physical. The moment you remove your shoes at the door, your nervous system registers a transition. You are no longer in the external world with its pressures and noise. You have entered your sanctuary. That psychological shift is real, measurable, and cumulative. Your home begins to feel genuinely separate from the stress of the outside because you have built a physical ritual that enforces that separation every single day. Set up your entrance zone today. 1 minute. Done. Habit 2, the sink minute. Japanese kitchens operate on one non-negotiable rule. What you use, you wash immediately, not later, not after the program ends, not in the morning, immediately. This sounds strict until you understand the mathematics. 1 cup washed now takes 45 seconds. That same cup left to sit, joined by 3 more cups, 2 plates, a pot, and a cutting board, now takes 25 minutes and costs you energy you do not have at the end of a long day. The pile is not a neutral object. Every time you walk into your kitchen and see it, your brain logs it as an unfinished task. That is a small but constant drain on your mental energy. Multiply that across weeks and months, and you begin to understand why some people feel permanently exhausted in their own homes. Wash it now, 1 minute. The kitchen stays clean, the mental load disappears, and the next time you want to cook something, the space welcomes you instead of punishing you. Habit 3, the paper minute. Paper is the most patient invader in your home. It arrives quietly, 1 sheet at a time. A receipt here, a flyer there, an old bill you meant to file, a printout nobody needs anymore. Individually, each piece is harmless. Together, they form towers of visual chaos that make entire rooms feel unmanageable. The Japanese approach does not involve one massive purge. It involves removing 1 unnecessary piece of paper per day. 1 receipt, 1 expired coupon, 1 document from 3 years ago that serves no current purpose. Place it in recycling, shred it, discard it. The pile does not grow. In fact, slowly, steadily, it shrinks. Here is something most people do not realize. Paper stacks communicate unfinished business to your brain, even when there is no unfinished business. Your eyes land on that pile, and your brain reads it as a signal that something needs attention. That is visual noise, generating mental noise. 1 paper per day silences it, gradually, permanently. Habit 4, the recycling minute. In Japan, recycling is not an afterthought. It is a precision system taught to children from their earliest years. Cardboard separated from plastic, glass separated from metal, each category with its correct destination. The result is that Japanese homes almost never accumulate the chaotic mixed bags of waste that pile up in so many Western kitchens. You do not need to overhaul your entire system today. You need to spend 1 minute identifying one recyclable object and placing it correctly. One bottle, one cardboard box, one aluminum can. That single action, repeated daily, rewires your relationship with waste. Within weeks, you will find yourself automatically noticing what can be recycled instead of defaulting to the general bin. The bags of mixed waste stop accumulating, the kitchen stays cleaner, and there is a quiet satisfaction in knowing that your 1 minute connects to something larger than your household. Habit 5. The Wardrobe Minute. The Japanese concept of danshari translates roughly as refuse, release, separate. It is a philosophy of intentional elimination, and nowhere does it apply more powerfully than inside your wardrobe. Every wardrobe contains items that no longer belong there. The shirt from 5 years ago that you keep because you paid a lot for it. The trousers that almost fit. The sweater that was a gift and that you have never worn. These items are not neutral. They occupy physical space and they occupy mental space. Every time you open the wardrobe and see them, you do not need to empty your entire wardrobe in one session. That is overwhelming and unsustainable. Instead, remove one item per day. 1. Place it in a donation box, a recycling bag, or hand it directly to someone who will actually use it. 1 item per day for 30 days is 30 items cleared from your wardrobe. Your remaining clothes will be visible. Getting dressed will be faster. The wardrobe will feel like a space that serves you rather than a space that buries you. Habit 6. The Bathroom Minute. Japanese homes maintain immaculate bathrooms through daily micro-attention, not through weekly deep cleans. The logic is simple and mathematically sound. Soap scum, toothpaste residue, lime scale, and moisture marks are infinitely easier to remove on day 1 than on day 14. What takes 30 seconds of wiping today would require 20 minutes of scrubbing next weekend. Pick up a cloth and spend 60 seconds on one surface, the mirror, the tap, the edge of the sink. That is enough. You will never again face the particular dread of a bathroom that has been neglected long enough to feel overwhelming. Instead, you will have a space that consistently looks cared for, because it consistently is cared for 1 minute at a time. A clean bathroom is not merely hygienic, it signals self-respect. It tells everyone in your home, including yourself, that the space you inhabit matters. Habit 7. The Table Minute. The main table in your home is a magnet for everything without a fixed home. Keys, letters, bags, chargers, books, remote controls, receipts, children's drawings. All of it lands on the table because the table is flat, available, and central. Left unmanaged, it becomes a surface that can no longer serve its actual purpose. The Japanese ritual is to clear the table before sleeping. Every night, before you go to bed, spend 1 minute returning every surface item to its correct location. What this creates is a morning experience that is genuinely different. You walk into your living space, and the first thing you see is order. Your brain, which processes its environment constantly and unconsciously, registers calm. That first visual impression sets a tone for the entire day that more sleep, more coffee, and more planning cannot replicate. 1 minute tonight, a completely different morning tomorrow. Habit 8. The Digital Minute. Japanese minimalism does not stop at physical objects. It extends into every space you inhabit, including the digital one. Open your phone right now. Count the apps on your home screen. Count the screenshots you have not looked at in months. Count the photos that are blurred, duplicate, or irrelevant. Count the files downloaded and forgotten. Every single one of those is invisible clutter generating real cognitive load. Every unnecessary notification is an interruption you did not ask for. Every unused app is a small weight you carry without realizing it. Spend 1 minute per day on digital reduction. Delete 10 photos that serve no purpose. Remove 1 app you have not opened in a month. Clear 1 downloaded file. Unsubscribe from 1 email list. Your device will run faster. More importantly, your mind will feel cleaner. The relationship between digital clutter and mental fatigue is direct and significant. Reduce one, and you reduce the other. Habit 9, the surface minute. In Japan, order is maintained through consistent light attention, not through occasional heavy effort. Choose the surface you use most in your daily life. Your desk, your kitchen counter, your bedside table. Spend 60 seconds on it. Wipe it down. Remove anything that does not belong there. Replace what does. The impact is disproportionate to the time invested. A clear desk makes concentration easier. A clean kitchen counter makes cooking feel like a pleasure instead of an obstacle course. A tidy bedside table makes sleeping in your room feel restorative rather than chaotic. These surfaces are where your life actually happens. Keeping them clear for 1 minute per day means they are always ready to support you rather than resist you. And those 1-minute sessions prevent the accumulation that eventually demands hours to correct. Habit 10, the futon minute. Making your bed is the first victory of the day. In Japan, folding the futon and tidying the sleeping space is not experienced as a chore. It is a ritual of readiness, a signal to the brain that the night is complete and the day is beginning intentionally. Neuroscience supports what Japanese tradition has known for centuries. Small, completed tasks early in the day create momentum. Your brain experiences a sense of accomplishment, registers that you are capable of following through, and carries that confidence into everything that follows. Spend 1 minute making your bed or folding your futon immediately upon waking. Then, at the end of a difficult day, return to your room and find it waiting for you in order. That single sight, a made bed, communicates that you took care of yourself this morning, even before the day demanded anything from you. Habit 11, the gratitude minute. Japanese minimalism understands something that purely practical approaches miss. A clean space inhabited by a cluttered mind is still a cluttered home. Spend 1 minute looking at your home and finding 3 things to be genuinely grateful for. Not grand things, small things, the light coming through that window, the warmth of the room, the cup that holds your morning drink, the roof itself. This is not sentiment for sentiment's sake. This is a functional recalibration of perception. When you look at your home through gratitude rather than criticism, you stop seeing only what is missing and begin seeing what is present. That shift transforms your relationship with your space. You begin to care for it differently, not from obligation, but from appreciation. Gratitude is a form of inner cleaning. It removes the residue of dissatisfaction and leaves behind a clarity that makes everything else, the tidying, the maintaining, the organizing, feel meaningful rather than mechanical. Habit 12, the silence minute. In Japanese culture, silence is not empty, silence is full. We live inside a permanent soundtrack of notifications, background television, music we are not actually listening to, traffic, conversation, and alerts. This noise is so constant that most people have lost their ability to register it as noise at all. It has become the texture of daily life. Once per day, turn everything off. 1 minute of complete silence. No phone, no television, no music. Simply sit or stand in your home, breathe, and let the quiet exist. What happens in that minute is not nothing. Your nervous system releases tension it has been holding for hours. Your mind, relieved of input, begins to sort itself. You reconnect with your physical space in a way that is impossible when that space is full of electronic noise. The Japanese have long understood silence as a spiritual practice. In your daily life, it becomes the reset button that makes everything else sustainable. 1 minute of genuine quiet, and you remember why you are creating order in the first place. The Kaizen principle. Why 12 minutes works. Everything I have described is grounded in Kaizen, the Japanese philosophy of continuous improvement through small, consistent actions. The Western approach to household order tends toward the extreme. Ignore the mess until it becomes unbearable. Then spend an entire weekend correcting it, feel exhausted, Fall back into the same patterns. Repeat. Kaizen proposes something different, small, non-negotiable daily actions that compound over time. 12 minutes per day for 1 week is 84 minutes total, less than an hour and a half. Yet after 7 days of these habits, your home will feel measurably different. Not because you worked harder, but because you worked consistently. After 30 days, these actions will no longer feel like habits you are trying to remember. They will be part of the natural rhythm of your day, as automatic as brushing your teeth. After 90 days, the transformation will be so complete that visitors to your home will ask what you changed. The answer is nothing dramatic. You changed nothing dramatically. You changed everything consistently. Your home is your mind. There is a final truth that Japanese domestic philosophy holds at its center, and it is the most important thing I can leave you with. Your home is not separate from your mental state. It is a reflection of it, and it is also a creator of it. The relationship runs in both directions. A disordered home creates mental noise. A quiet, ordered home creates mental clarity. When you clean a surface, you are not only cleaning a surface, you are signaling to yourself that you are worth the care, that your environment matters, that you are someone who tends to the space they inhabit. That signal, repeated daily across 12 small minutes, accumulates into something profound. Not just a tidier home, but a clearer mind, calmer mornings, more productive work, better rest, and a relationship with your own space that feels like belonging rather than tolerating. 12 habits, 12 minutes, every day. That is the whole system. Begin tonight.